Hey guys, welcome back. It's your boy Chad again. Today we're going to do another movie review, this time for a Jennifer Lopez film. It's from the 2000s-ish. And by the way, I have my friend Angie on here again. Say hi to the people, Angie.
Hi guys,
And what's the film we're reviewing today, Angie?
it is The Backup Plan
Got it, starring Jennifer Lopez. So this
that
film,
you chose. You chose this, by the
I didn't
way.
choose it at all. Actually, Angie chose it. Angie is a huge fan of this film and Jennifer Lopez in general, and we'll get to that later. Right now, we're gonna jump straight into discussing the movie overall and just looking at how it is. I will say it was a very interesting watch when you recommended it to me. I did as little background research as I could because I didn't see this when it first came out, but
Hmm.
it was really interesting to go into this and look at it from fresh eyes because in the 2000s romance movies were sort of they were at their peak supposedly. Like everybody thought like the rom-com was in its golden era. Looking back, people now think it was in its golden era. But a lot of
Hmm.
them I really don't think a lot of them hold up. And I think this one in particular does not hold up well at all. Especially in regards to the love interest. The
Hmm.
main character's love interest, the male character, I think his name was Clive in this movie, not an interesting guy at all. Like he's kind of weird. He's kind of
Stan.
creepy. Not a fan just of his behaviors.
His name is Stan.
His name's no, I swear it's Clive.
No, it's Stan.
Okay, well either way, Stan is living up to his namesake from that Eminem song and being kind of creepy in general and a little bit
See,
just
but
odd and
that's,
deranged.
I feel like a part of that would hold up today just because it's just your typical flirting versus harassment. Like, if he did not look like he does, a lot of people would be like, ew, what the fuck? Like, uh, sorry.
Yeah, language. Yeah, do you? I guess we're already here.
um,
By
a lot
monetization.
of people a lot of people would be like, ew, like you're a creep. But, because he was conventionally good looking, he didn't really come off that way.
To you, he wasn't. I mean, hey, you're right. Every
Initially, to me it did. It did. Like when he was behind her in the subway after like they walked away from each other, that was crazy. That would have creeped me out.
Yeah, I don't know. Just in general, I mean, any man hitting on me is gonna feel creepy to me, you know. So I'm coming from a different frame, but I will say the from the beginning, this film was kind of interesting, kind of a creep movie, is how I felt because it started with a shot of her toes. Like the very first scene is a woman's feet. I was like, this might be a movie for weirdos and creeps. Like that might be their target audience. But honestly, that opening scene was one of the best scenes in the whole movie. Like the gynecologist, the insemination scene, like
Hmm.
that is a strong start, and I don't think the rest of the movie carries off. Like it was kind of funny. Like it was everybody was acting a little too strongly. They were overacting a little, but in comedies you can get away with overacting. But just
Yeah.
in general, I feel like that was the strongest point of the film. And after that, it just slowly kind of gets worse. The next scene has the kids, right, where she goes to visit her friend, and there's kids everywhere, and her friend's a mom, and she's discussing things. That wasn't a
Hmm.
far fall. Like I was like, okay, opening scene strong, goes a little lower. That's fine. It'll pick back up. And then it just never felt like it picked back up. It felt like a slow, like a decline, like a slope going downwards the whole movie. For me, at least.
I feel like it was a lot slower than I remember it being, but I also feel like I don't know, when I saw it, it did not have a lot of
A lot of what?
scenes. I either don't remember them
I'm sorry,
or
you cut out
like
for a minute there. Say that again.
scenes. Like this had like extra scenes
Oh, you
when I
did.
saw it again.
Oh, you didn't cut out. You just took a break and got it. Yeah, no, you dragged that out like this movie dragged out. I see. No, this. It was a long movie. Like it's an hour and 40 about, and it feels like it's like two hours and 30. Like it's
It
a
could have been condensed. Yeah.
100%. Maybe we just had bigger attention spans. Maybe like the pre TikTok era, we really just we had more time to give movies. In
Mhm.
general, though, I will say the penny scene interesting dynamic. I'm telling you, the start of this movie was pretty good. Like at the very beginning, I was confident. I was like, okay, I'm hopeful. I think things are gonna be good here. And Jennifer Lopez throughout the film, I will say, Jennifer Lopez, I think of her as a terrible actor. She did pretty good in this one.
Yeah, I think the thing about her is that she kind of seems like she's kind of acting like herself in most movies. Like it seems like she's kind of the same character or the same type of girl. What is that called? She's very typecast.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that what people say?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
She's been typecast, but she's also been typecast as who we view her as, or as herself.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of actors like that in Hollywood, and interestingly enough, it's mostly actors that come from some other field and then become actors. You know, The Rock is The Rock in every movie. Kevin Hart is the short, funny, weak guy in every movie, kind of goofy.
Mhm.
I will say it's interesting for Jennifer Lopez because her background prior to this was being a dancer, right? Like that's how she started her career, was as a backup dancer and then just as a dancer in general. So it's very interesting that, you know, is this just, I mean, maybe it is just her playing her personality, but I feel like these scripts are written, I mean, maybe they're
For
just,
her?
maybe they're writing for her. I feel like they're not writing for her and she's getting cast because I've seen some bad Jennifer Lopez performances. I'll be honest, I do not consider Jennifer Lopez a good actress. I think she did a decent job in this movie. I think she really probably carried the film as much as she possibly could. And that's kind of a sign that the film wasn't that good if Jennifer Lopez's acting is what's carrying it. But just in general, I've never thought of her as a strong actor. And if she's getting typecast as herself, I agree. You're right about that. But just if she's only like in this film, you're right. She does a good job. But just if she's only playing herself, that's I don't know what that says about her
Well,
career.
her background, I think like her like big break was playing Selena,
Selena,
but it's Selena,
the movie's
but
Selena. I've rented it before.
it's Selena.
If I go to Blockbuster right now and ask for Selena, they're just gonna tell me this isn't a Blockbuster. We don't exist
It's
anymore. But
Selena in Spanish. It's Selena.
say that when you're asking for the DVD. Go ahead.
But I think she's a better actor than she is a singer.
Okay, that's not a hard bar. That's okay.
Okay, but
That's
that's what
like
I'm
me
saying. Like I
saying,
don't think of her as an actor either, but I think she at least she's better at that than singing.
okay, that's like me saying I'm a better basketball player than a cricket player. I've never played cricket. Like I can't like.
Okay, well at least you're better at basketball than cricket.
Okay, I shouldn't be doing either, to be honest, at a high level. But
Yeah, but
I just do not view her as a good actress. But I will say this movie shocked me because she delivers in this role, and I guess it does go back to what you're saying. If she's typecast into one role, you gotta really write that around her, and maybe that's what happened to this film. I'd have to do a little more research for that if this was written for her, and if it was, they should do more like that. But also, that may be what handicaps the rest of the script. That may be why the male character isn't as likable, why the film drags and falls off, because maybe they were just writing for a weak actress. Like if you make your focal piece, your center point, somebody who's not that good and not that entertaining, the rest of the film is probably going to be not that good and not that
I
entertaining.
don't know. I feel like for a lot of people this was an entertaining movie. I think it was entertaining. It was a little slow for my taste, but like the storyline is a little bit all over the place because it's like you meet a girl and on the same day that you meet her, she actually got inseminated. And then, you go on a date with her. Basically, like what they've met like two times or something, two, three
Suspension of
times.
you're talking about suspension of disbelief. You're thinking like it was too outlandish the way things were going. I
Yeah.
I did not find suspension of disbelief to be a huge issue for me personally in this film.
Really?
Not at all. I know it. I
So it's
know.
like realistic? So
Yeah, I know.
like
I know a bunch of losers who would definitely stay with a woman if she was pregnant with someone else's kid. I know a dude who did stay with a woman who was pregnant with someone else's kid.
no,
Like,
but I mean like going into it like you're literally there at the beginning of the pregnancy is when you're getting to know somebody. Like pregnancy, like that is the main thing. Like that's like in the
in their
middle
life,
of everything. Yeah.
I
While you're getting to know somebody, I feel like that's not super realistic.
I had no issues with it. That is something that could happen in real life. If especially if it's a dude who's getting with a woman who he thinks is out of her league, which is another plot point in the film, is that he feels that she's she's out of his league, and he tries to do things to elevate himself. In general, that was not unrealistic. I didn't find him as a character likable, but I found his motivations authentic
Really?
and realistic. That was not the issue I had. The issue I had was just that the performances all around were not the best.
Wait, but he was already doing all that stuff, most of the stuff that before he met her, like going to night school. That was before he met her, and he was making cheese before. I think he was likable. He was a little bit creepy in the beginning,
It's crazy how
but I think
the more I talk
uh
about him, the more you like him. The more I talk down, you're just like, no, I gotta defend this guy now. He's like your little like adopted puppy. Like,
no,
no,
but
don't talk
it's
about
like
him.
it's a chick flick for a reason. Like you meet a guy in such a spontaneous way. A lot of women are very into that. Who doesn't love a meet cute? Like it's cute. And then like you find out he sells cheese
You're
at
using
a
the
farmer's market. That invokes trust. If you're selling cheese at a farmer's market every weekend, like it just gives wholesome vibes.
new method, guys. Tap in. New way to get women. You got to start selling cheese at farmers markets. Just go to the
Like
store,
farmers
buy a
markets,
block, rip it out of the package, straight to the farmers market.
it's
Instant
it's
woman.
wholesome. Like you spend your time on a farm with your parents milking goats and making cheese. You're like,
Living
that's
with your
so
parents.
wholesome.
That is the crazy. Like this dude lives with his parents. Like she's super educated and super into making money and running a business, and he works for his parents. Has a divorce, lost all his money in the divorce, no college. Like it. Like I'm telling you, him being like feeling like she was at his league and thinking like, oh, she's pregnant. This is the only reason I have a chance with her. Most realistic part of the film. Like that is.
Okay, I agree with that. Yeah.
You were arguing with me about it earlier, but all right. But I'm just saying, like him feeling out of his league and being okay with her being pregnant because of that. Only thing about him that makes sense. Did not find him likable though. I will admit, Jennifer Lopez's character towards the end started to become unlikable as well. But in general, this is one of her better performances. If you are somebody who's never seen a Jennifer Lopez movie, number one, you're blessed. Count yourself lucky. But if you go into this and this is the first Jennifer Lopez acting job you've ever seen, it will give you unfair expectations of her because she really does kill this role. This really is her one of her better performances. So I just want anybody who watches this, who listens to this review and decides to go watch this film, I want you to know, don't go into it thinking, oh wow, this woman's an amazing actress. She just needs a better script. Let me go watch her other stuff. The other stuff might have a better script, but it won't be a better performance. This is probably her at the peak of her game. Well, thank you guys for listening. I do appreciate you tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Say bye, Angie.
Bye.